Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here, and again we're taking another look at an original GoBot toy. The other week we recently posted the Renegade leader Psykill, so let's this time take a look at his opposite number on the Guardian side. This is Leader 1. Leader 1 was first available in 1984 with the initial wave of GoBots. He would also be available in 1985. He would be discontinued in 1986 when the line was discontinued. Of course, like Psykill, Leader 1 would also see numerous variations released. Starting with in 1985, he would get a blue and white color scheme. Leader 1 would also be made into a Super GoBot and would also have a model kit released. So he ties with Psykill for everything. Let's take a closer look now at Leader 1. And as you can clearly tell by the way the one arm has been flapping around, he does have quite a bit of articulation in his arms. Namely in the fact that he has a joint at the shoulder that allows it to rotate all the way, but since the joint is also hinged at the shoulder itself, the arm can be raised up like so, and it does have something of a ball joint, so it does allow for the arm to be positioned that far out or even this far inward. So Leader 1 does have quite a range of motion in his arms. Unfortunately, that's all the articulation he has, but he does have quite a bit there in the arms when compared to rival Transformers of his size. Now, of course, being the leader of the Guardian GoBots, it also means that invariably there are going to be comparisons to his Transformers counterpart, Optimus Prime. And while many will state that Prime is the better leader of the two, that's more given how they were portrayed in the cartoon. But if you look at a lot of the different episodes and scenarios, the two of them are actually more equal in the terms of their leadership. They both do command a lot of respect from the men that serve underneath them. And they both have also come close to making the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty, as Leader 1 nearly died in the original premiere for the Challenge of the GoBots. And Optimus did actually die in the 1986 Transformers the movie, only to be twice resurrected thereafter. So that certainly attests to the popularity of the two characters themselves. We all do look up to leaders that we can respect and appreciate, and the two of them certainly earned it in our childhood. Now let's convert Leader 1 into his alternate mode, and it is a pretty simple affair for him. We'll first go behind him, and we're going to pop the nose for his airplane mode out and fold it up over his head. Then next we take the arms, bring them up under the shoulder, and fold them into the sides of the body. Then next you're going to push the legs up, snug, fold the tail fins so that they're semi-horizontal, and then fold out the wings. And there's Leader 1's alternate mode in F-15 Eagle. Now, while it's a fairly decent representation of an F-15 in this size, it does take a lot of criticism from many collectors and fans due to having the dual front landing gear underneath on the arms, when quite a few of the other GoBots that were done as fighter jets, they were able to have a single landing gear hiding under the nose. So I would guess it was probably a small design flaw that allowed this to happen, or just a slight oversight on the designer's part. I mean, yes, it's not entirely accurate, but hey, for a child's toy, it isn't bad. And of course, this is how the Blue Leader one looks in his mode. And of course, the F-15 was a popular toy, popular plane to be made into toys, as many of the Decepticon planes, like Skywarp here, were also F-15 Eagles. Leader 1 here has no loose parts, unlike Psykill, so we don't have that to cover on him. The only thing that leaves us left to cover with him is to give you my thoughts on Leader 1. And, unlike many of the haters that are out there, I do appreciate Leader 1 and Psykill having come in this smaller size. By being released in the smaller toy size, they were more easily available to kids on a basic allowance, or they were easier to convince mom and dad to buy at the store, as they would be a small, cheap toy that we could be given to shut us up for the moment and allow us to continue. You couldn't have done that with Optimus Prime or Megatron at the stores, given their costs. So, I'm still willing to be in favor of Leader 1. As a character, well, all of the characters featured in the cartoon were all portrayed in their own silly and probably stupid ways, but I still looked up to Leader 1 growing up in the GoBots cartoon. Granted, nowadays, whenever I see it, I do sort of cringe at some of the stupidity of some of it, but that can be blamed more on the writers, not on the toy itself. But still, even in the face of a lot of the adversity, Leader 1 still prevailed and worked his best to restore peace and freedom to the citizens of Gobatron and, to an extent, Earth. What more could you ask for out of a leader? For the toy, I'm going to put this one in the middle tier. He's pretty close to the top tier, but I'll go along with a lot of the haters on it and say that I'm not a fan of the hanging down landing gear on his arms, because they don't even look reasonable as a weapon. But then again, all we saw of weapons on Leader 1 was the energy blasts from his fists, but he also was able to create an energy shield to protect himself and many of the other GoBots behind him. The only biggest downside that the cartoon showed that Leader 1's toy cannot do is he cannot be put into one of the power suit units. So that's a major drawback, but I still think he's worth seeking out. The blue version, maybe not as much, because while Psykill's repaint does definitely look wicked cool, the blue Leader 1 does not look that much more heroic. The gray version will always be the iconic one. And that concludes my review of the Guardian GoBot Leader, Leader 1. If you liked the video, please thumbs up it here on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. Please also consider leaving a like for this video and share your thoughts in the comments section down below. And especially let me know if you definitely want to see more GoBots. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.